Hey guys, welcome back to my library. I'm Krystal and you're watching Bond Book Reviews. Today I'm going to rearrange my shelves. I moved in here about 4 or 5 weeks ago, finally got all the shelves ready. I've been sitting here on my daybed staring at them. I got a whole new book haul and now I've got no space, and I've decided that I'm just going to completely rearrange and come up with a whole new idea of what I'm going to do with my shelves. So I figured I'd take you along for the ride. So currently I have all of my TBR on the left hand side, my plants in the middle because they have to have a feature. I have all my Nicholas Sparks, all my Jodi Picoult, then I kind of have like some series that I really like or authors I really like. It changes all the time. That's like kind of like my display shelf. All of my series here, and then these ones are kind of like my series that I still need to buy more books for, that I've been gifted and don't have the full series of. This is my new book haul that I need to arrange. This is my unhaul shelf. This is kind of the stuff that I'm getting rid of, not this top bit. Stuff I'm getting rid of or gifting to somebody else because I know they want it. And then over this side is all of my read books that I've chosen to keep. And I've run out of room, but I have all these new books that I've read that I really love that I need to somehow move on to there. So I'm thinking I'm going to put my 2 series like shelves like across the top here, maybe, and have series on the top 2 shelves. Then I'm going to have these 3 and these 3 as my red shelf. My TBR, and then my bottom ones along here as my red shelf. And then I might move the Nicholas Sparks and the Jodi Picoults to the side because I want to keep the collection, but I don't need them to be like front and center, like big part of the main shelves. So that's my thoughts. Let's see how it goes. So I just ran out of memory, so let's keep going. I don't know how much actually got missed. For lunch now, so I'm going to come back and finish this later, and then I will give you a full tour. So I'm all finished. I haven't changed too much. It's still got a very similar layout, but I was able to fit those extra books on. So down here now I have my Kate Morton Nicholas Sparks. Then on the top 2 shelves here I have my series, as well as some series I need to complete. And then I have my Sarah J Maas, and then I have some more series, and then some more series I need to complete. Then in these 3 here and these 3 here I have my rainbow TBR, and then down the bottom I have my red books, the books that I've read that were 5-star and I want to keep, and then some books that I'm giving to other people. And then I have my Jodi Picoult section down the bottom with 1 space right down the bottom ready for her new one. Then on my TBR cart I have the top shelf, which is like some books I need to get to or want to get to quite quickly because they're library books or from publishers. Then I have the books that I've read so far this month, and then down the bottom are the books that I am unhauling. And then I obviously have my TBR jar that I pick out of each month. So I'm not sure how I feel about it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. There's not much of a difference, but at least I've managed to fit everything on and still maintain my plants as a bit of a feature in the middle. I will eventually one day probably have to fill those shelves with books, but for now it's looking pretty good. I'll get back so you can get a full pan of the shelves. So editing Krystal realised she didn't film a exit portion of this video, so it's now like a week later. I've since reorganised my shelf a little bit even more. I just can't help it. I just keep changing it constantly. But it's pretty much similar in terms of layout. I've just added a couple of extra books to it and moved all of my red books out into the living room so that I have some extra space. Because Christmas time coming up, I'm expecting to get a whole bunch of new books. So I kind of was like, I'll preemptively free up some space. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoy the way that I've laid out my bookshelves. How do you lay out your bookshelves? Let me know in the comments down below. Are you rainbow? Are you alphabet? Are you by publisher? Are you completely different? Are you by series and then by alphabetical? Let me know. How do you do it? Because there's so many different ways, and I'm not sure I'm actually sold on this way yet. I feel like I constantly want to change it. I've never had this much space with my books and this much possibilities, and I'm running with them constantly. So yeah, until next time, happy reading.